Test 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. No, I'm good, thanks. Okay. All right, welcome to the Week 14 Royal Hangout as we get you ready for your fantasy football playoffs. Good morning. I am Scott Engel, the managing director of RotoExperts.com. I am the king. I am fantasy. Let's get started. I need a flex from Stills, LaFell, Alfred Morris. I'm definitely going Stills. Have the Rams defensive team worried about starting too many from St. Louis Washington game. That's over analysis. Just start your best players. I have Reed, Kelsey, and Rudolph. I need one of them for my tight end, leading off Rudolph because the concern of too many players in the same game. That's over analysis. JPB, you just go with your best players. Right now, I slightly got to lean in the direction of Reed. Starting too many players from the same game doesn't really affect anything. You're talking about players on different sides of the ball as well, so it doesn't matter. Just go with Jordan Reed. All right, just have a little bit of a software issue here. Okay, there we go. All right. How do you feel about starting Jordan Cameron and Charles Clay? Otherwise, I'd start Michael Rivera. I think I would have to wait to see any inactives. I would prefer Jordan Cameron if he plays. Charles Clay has been hobbled all season. Michael Rivera, I don't like at all. If you get Jared Cook or Tony Mayaki, I'd rather use them. Have Ryan going, trust Sanchez or Fitzpatrick. I think Fitzpatrick gives you the best floor of all of those guys. Need a running back and a flex from Gio, Stills, Murray, Boom Herron, and Crabtree. I'm going to go Stills, great matchup, and Boom Herron for the most upside. I'm not a believer in Trent Richardson. Tannehill or Roethlisberger, I like the matchup for Tannehill better. Jarvis Landry or Stedman Bailey. Very, very close. Non-PPR, I'd probably go with Stedman Bailey to give you a better shot at the touchdown. Trey Mason, Latavius Murray, got to go with Trey Mason. He's in line for more reps. Fred Jackson, Denard Robinson, or Gore. Can't trust Gore. Jackson's got kind of a tough matchup. I'm going to go with Robinson there. Need a third wide receiver, Landry, Macklin, Jordan Matthews. I'll definitely go Landry. He's got a really good matchup. Also, Luck or Breeze. I'm going to go Breeze. I like his matchup a little better. Pick two wide receiver, one tight end, one flex, one defense. This is for Eli. Two wide receivers. I'm going to go Stedman Bailey and Brandon LaFell. I like LaFell a lot today. Tight end, I'm going to go Dwayne Allen now that he's come back. And the flex, I'll go with Trey Mason. Need running back, wide receiver, flex. This is for Eric. At running back, I think Trey Mason gives you the most upside. I slightly prefer Benjamin to Stedman Bailey. And then at your flex, I already said Trey Mason. I'm going to go Dan Herron for the most upside. Boom Herron, Macklin, Joik, and Stills. I'm going to go Boom Herron, most touches and most upside. Need a running back and a flex. Crowell, Gio, Fred Jackson, LaFell, Mike Evans, Ryan Matthews. Running back, I'm going to go Crowell. He should be good to go. And flex, I'm going to go with Mike Evans. Two running backs and flex in the defense: Pierre Thomas, Latavius Murray, Vereen, Steven Jackson, Stewart Evans, Torrey Smith, Kelsey. Two running backs for Eli. I go Stewart and Murray. The flex, I'll take Mike Evans. And I'll definitely go the Bengals defense in the better unit. Rudolph or Reed. In a PPR, I think Reed will get more catches. Opponent had Luck, worried about the TY start. TY with Jordy and Evans. For wide receiver, or blunt flex over TY or Evans. It doesn't matter who your opponent has because the scoring is different for quarterback than it is for wide receiver. You just have to worry about your own decision. I don't think you can bench T.Y. Hilton, although he won't reach his ceiling today. I would probably go with T.Y. Hilton, Jordy Nelson, and Mike Evans to play it safe. Have Delaney could pick up Allen to neutralize Luck or even Reed. Playing one player doesn't doesn't neutralize the other side, because Andrew Luck has other receivers besides T.Y. Hilton and Jordy Nelson. Dwayne Allen. I think you're overthinking it. You just have to play the better play, and I think that's Allen. It has nothing to do with neutralizing your opponent. You don't neutralize your opponent when Andrew Luck throws to several different receivers. Worry about your own lineup. You can't affect the other lineup. Need two running backs and a flex from Trey Mason, Sankey, Pierre Thomas, or Stephen Taylor. Definitely Trey Mason. And then I'll go Stephen Taylor since it's a non-PPR. I think Sanu is a sneaky play, but I like Edelman better. Need four: Keenan Allen, Vincent Jackson, Jarvis Landry, Boom Helen, Joique Bell, Roddy White. Boom Herman, Joique Bell for sure, and then I'll go Jarvis Landry and Vincent Jackson. Thanks, Denny. I feel fine. Sanchez or Fitzpatrick? I think Fitzpatrick is a safer play. Could be a disastrous performance for Sanchez today. Need a flex for Keenan or Stills. Love the matchup much better for Stills. For quarterbacks, Ryan, Fitzpatrick, or Orton. I think Fitzpatrick will be your safest start. Two running backs in a flex from Crowell, Denard Robinson, Pierre Thomas, Reggie Bush, Kenny Stills, Michael Floyd, and Crabtree. I will go Crowell, Robinson, and Kenny Stills. Need two: Jeremy Hill, Gio, Denard Robinson, Bush, Sims, Trent Richardson. I would go with Jeremy Hill and Denard Robinson. Two running backs: Trey Mason, Alfred Morris, Jeremy Hill, or Andre Williams. I do like Williams today, but Trey's got more upside, and I trust Hill a little bit more. Need two running backs in a flex from Morris, Denard Robinson, Crowell, Michael Floyd, and Sproles. Definitely Crowell, Robinson, and Morris for most possible touches there. Sean Hill or Teddy Bridgewater over Matt Ryan. I would start Sean Hill. Very good matchup. Top 15 quarterback for me this week. Morris and Miller. Without Holiday Nada, I'd like Miller a little bit better. Looking for a flex: Fred Jackson, Ivory, Stedman, Bailey, and Vincent Jackson. I'll go Stedman, Bailey based on the matchup. Two wide receivers from the following group. This is from Dave: Vincent Jackson, Colston, Charles Johnson, Moncrief, and Martavis Bryant. I like Moncrief, but Colston has a really good matchup. I'm going to go Colston and Charles Johnson. Wilson, Ryan Tannehill. I would go Wilson. This game could be one in which Wilson really challenges that Philadelphia defense with the read option and might burn him downfield as well. I go with Wilson. Two running backs in a flex: Trey Mason, Crowell, Ryan Matthews, Marcus Colston, Anquan Bolden, or Pierre Thomas. Trey Mason for the upside, Crowell for the matchup, and I love Anquan Bolden versus the Raiders. Rashad Jennings or Denard Robinson. Rashad Jennings, even if he's able to go, might be limited. I'm going to play it safe with the other guy. Kelsey or Donnell, definitely Kelsey. Need two from Ingram, Trey Mason, Evan Stills, and LaFell. I like Ingram's matchup a lot. Got to go with Trey Mason for the upside. I have a tight end on the roster. Should I go with Dwayne Allen or wait on Julius Thomas with Kelsey as a backup if Julius is inactive? I would go with Dwayne Allen. Now that he's healthy, he's like a top 5 tight end, and you can't wait on Julius Thomas. Non-PPR, Mason or Crowell. Mason's in better health, has upside. Need two between LaFell, Stills, Jordan Matthews, Landry, or Charles Johnson. I go LaFell and Stills. Best defense this week: Rams, Lions, or Niners. Definitely the Rams against that offensive line of Washington. Has a lot of problems with miscommunication. C.J. Anderson or Emmanuel Sanders. I like them both, but CJ should get more touches. Matt Ryan or Fitzpatrick. Already said I'm going to go Fitzpatrick. Dwayne Allen or Jordan Reed. Already said Allen. Need one out of Crabtree, Greg Jennings, Roddy White, Vinatieri, or Parkey. Need one wide receiver. I would go Jennings there based on the matchup. Vinatieri is pretty much a every week must start. I don't. I think it's a better matchup for them today too. Kelsey, Gresham, or Wright, definitely Kelsey. Reed or Kelsey, definitely Reed. LaFell or Stills. I slightly lean towards Stills. I like them both. Dan Herron or Trey Mason. Trey Mason gets more work. Two running backs, wide receiver, and a flex. Lacey, Crowell, Ryan Matthews, Cobb, Josh Gordon, Emmanuel Sanders, Calvin Benjamin. Two running backs, Lacey is a must start. Go with Crowell. And then your top two wide receivers, I think, are going to be Gordon and Cobb. I really like Cobb this week. Need one running back and two flexes. Forsett, Ingram, Trey Mason, Keenan Allen, Latavius Murray, Jarvis Landry. I would go with the three running backs there. I think those are your safest plays. I have Trey Payson, who's been a must start, who has the highest ceiling this week. Trey Mason, Blunt, or Stephen Taylor. Obviously, Trey Mason. If Julius plays, do you like him or Kelsey? Well, if he plays, I like him better, but it's not looking good for him. Mason, Crowell, Matthews, or Jeremy Hill. I would go Mason for the upside. Colt McCoy or Hoyer. Opponent has Josh Gordon. Doesn't matter. You're not going to neutralize Josh Gordon by, starting Hoyer, especially if Hoyer throws one touchdown and 3 interceptions, and the only touchdown goes to Gordon. McCoy is a very tough matchup, but he's the better fantasy quarterback. I'll just go McCoy. Because Hoyer can get yanked at any time. Need one from Herron, Vereen, Pierre Thomas, or Matthews. I'll go with Herron for the upside today. Wide receiver, Evans, Vincent Jackson, or Decker. Or should I pick up Moncrief or Bailey or Landry? I would stick with Evans there. I would cut Decker, though, and I would get Landry. From Pat, how you doing, boy? Hey, boy. Kelsey or Reed? Definitely Reed. Stay with New England defense or pick up San Francisco, Arizona, Green Bay, Cincinnati, Kansas City, or Miami. Do I want New England defense next 2 weeks? I think you do, but I think it's going to be kind of tough to use them today. If you get San Francisco somehow, John, I would do it. Need one running back and two flex. Fred Jackson, Crowell, Jarvis Landry, Latavius Murray, and Vereen. Definitely Crowell. And then we'll go with Landry and Murray. Herron, a holdout for Roddy White. I have Douglas as a backup. I would just use Herron. Need one from Forsett, Mason, or Fred Jackson. I'll go Mason. Need two Beckham, Benjamin, or Vincent Jackson. Vincent Jackson definitely sits there. Latavius Murray, Trey Mason, or Herron. Definitely Mason for the most upside. Two running backs in a flex. Gore, Rashad Jennings, who I don't like at all today. Jonathan Stewart, Denard Robinson, Stedman, Bailey, Martavis Bryant. I will go with Denard Robinson, and I'll go Gore based on the matchup, and Stedman Bailey at the flex. Marion Grice or James Jones? Can't use James Jones. I'll take the chance on Grice. Should I bench Big Ben and pick up Orton, McCoy, Hoyer, or Dalton? Look, it's not a great matchup for Big Ben, but none of those fantasy quarterbacks are worth using over him. If Rashad Jennings goes, any chance I play him over Ingram or Mason? No way. If he goes, he may be limited. Should I start Miller or Jeremy Hill? Hill gives you a better shot of a touchdown. Need 3 out of Megatron, Gordon, Julio Jones, and A.J. Green. Love A.J. Green today. Love Gordon with Vontae Davis out, and Megatron will have to be the third. I'd actually bench Julio in there. Running back to the flex, Jeremy Hill, Crowell, Ryan Matthews, Calvin Benjamin, Keenan Allen, Latavius Murray, Andrew. I'd go with Hill and Crowell. Joy, Crowell, Herron, or Blunt. I'm going to go Herron, most upside. Donnell or Cameron. If Cameron plays, use him. If not, Donnell. It's a 2 QB league, and we've had Cam in a QB2. Finally, time to drop him for Mettenberger, Hoyer, or Hill the rest of the season. Need to win the last 4 for the title. I think Cam gives you a decent floor over those guys. I'd rather keep Cam there. Wide receiver in a flex, Landry, Colston, Moncrief, Kelsey, Latavius Murray. Love the matchups for Landry and Colston. You have Blunt, Murray neck and neck in your rankings. I need to decide between the two. How about some analysis to help me decide? I think Blunt has a better chance of punching in touchdowns from short yardage today. I'm going to go with Blunt. Rashad Jennings plays. Would you start him over Boom Herron? Nope. If Jennings goes, he's going to be very limited. Tannehill, Sanchez, or Roethlisberger? Definitely, I would go Tannehill. Drop one of these for Dwayne Allen. I have Martellus Bennett, but played him Thursday. Can't drop until Wednesday. I don't think you need to carry 3 quarterbacks. I would probably drop Roethlisberger after this week. 2 running backs in a flex: Crowell, Denard Robinson, Pierre Thomas, Reggie Bush, Kenny Stills, Michael Floyd, Crabtree. Again, you don't have to type your question twice. I am seeing all of them. Okay, I'm going to them in first come, first serve order. If you don't see your question read, don't worry that I'm not seeing it. Just please be patient. I'm going first come, first serve. No need to ask the question twice. I really appreciate it. Seattle or the Rams? The Rams are the best defense in fantasy football right now and have a great matchup. Kelvin Benjamin or Mike Evans? Go Benjamin. Dan Herron or Fred Jackson? I'll go Herron for more upside. 2 running backs in a flex between Ingram, Hill, Pierre Thomas, and LaFell. Definitely go Ingram, Hill, and I like LaFell a lot today. Need 2: Gore, Crowell, Latavius Murray, Sims, Blunt, Ivory. I'll take Gore and Crowell based on the matchups. Jennings or Fred Jackson? Fred Jackson. Jennings isn't healthy. Kelsey or Rudolph? I like Rudolph against the Jets defense. Has a lot of trouble with the tight end. The 2 in a non-PPR: Beckham, White, or Benjamin. I'll definitely go Beckham there. Like his matchup, and Benjamin. Crosby, Stills, Nash, or Young for Tim McCullough, who does the expert eye today. How about Ace, Peter, Gene, and Paul instead? I need 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. This is for Scott. McCoy is a must start. Crowell should be your second running back. Josh Gordon, Jordy Nelson. And then it comes down to Beckham or Sanders. I'm going to lean Beckham. Rank these guys for Samir: Jordan Matthews, Steve Smith, Vincent Jackson, Herron, Joik Bell, Sproles, Roddy White, Jarvis Landry. I am going to go Jarvis Landry, Herron, Bell, Vincent Jackson, Jordan Matthews, Steve Smith. What I think about Gio? I think he still gets involved today and is worth a flex play. They'll get him out in space. This is for Chad Hovis. 2 running backs. You can't use Alfred Blue today. I would go with Bell and Murray. 2 wide receivers. I would go with the 2 Dolphins. I really like their matchup. And then at flex, I would go with flex. I would go Denard Robinson because you're using Murray and Bell at running back. As far as defensively, I would go with the Dolphins among who you have. Gio, Herron, Forsett, Hyde, or Miller. Since Forsett's playing today, use them. Have New England defense that can play or keep and drop and pick up Green Bay, Cincinnati, KC this week, but lose New England defense for next 2 weeks. Look, if it's you're one and you're done, and you can't hold on for next week when it's do or die this week. So I would go with Green Bay. Worry about the next 2 weeks when you get there. You keep New England today, maybe you don't get to the next 2 weeks. Flex, half-point PPR: Stedman, Bailey, Stills, Boom Herron, Latavius Murray. I'm going to go Kenny Stills there. Walker or Allen? I like both of them, but Allen gives you a better shot of a touchdown. Need 3 wide receivers: Roddy White, Jordan Matthews, Wallace, Rudolph, and Olsen. I will go with Wallace, Rudolph to return today, and Roddy White. Saints or Philly? I'll definitely go the Saints. LaFell or Julius Thomas? Julius Thomas, you're gonna have to wait on that. Right now, I'm leaning LaFell. Crowell, Jordan Matthews, Landry, Charles Johnson for the flex. I would go with Crowell, most guaranteed touches. Need 3 of 4 running backs: McCoy, Bell, Le'Veon Bell, Anderson, or Jeremy Hill. That's a situation where you got to drop Jeremy Hill. From Ryan, please pick your flex for Team 1. I would go with Charles Johnson based on the matchup. And a tight end, I would go with play it safe and just go with Kyle Rudolph. LeGarrette Blount or Trent Richardson, I'm going to take Blount. I just have no faith in Richardson. Colts or Vikings, like the Vikings a lot, and it actually might hail there. So weather might be an advantage for them too. But both teams, I think can deal with the weather. But the Jets don't have a passing game to begin with, and then you're talking about possible hail too. So I am not. I'm going to use the Vikings defense there. See if we got any updates for you. Okay, let's keep it moving. Herron or Jeremy Hill. I like Herron a little more for the upside. Need 1 for my flex: Fred Jackson, Mike Evans, Latavius Murray, or Torrey Smith. I would go with Mike Evans, and then I would go with Dwayne Allen over Jordan Reed. Need 2 from Fred Jackson, Blunt, Joique Bell, and Sankey. I would bench Sankey and Jackson there. Tight end Allen or Rudolph. Allen is a must start now that he's back. Herron or Fred Jackson. I think Herron gives you more upside. Have Julius Thomas. Should I pick up Rudolph? And so who would I drop? I would cut Martavis Bryant and pick up Rudolph. You may have to use them this year. Ben or Ryan, still go Roethlisberger. Both are erratic, but I really don't like Ryan at Lambeau. Herron, Miller, or Stewart. Need 2. I would bench Stewart there then. Should I drop Bryant to grab a backup running back like Blue? Only if you have Arian Foster. Otherwise, I would just keep Bryant for the big play potential. RB2 for Bill, Fred Jackson, Herron, Andre Williams, or Ryan Matthews. If Jennings doesn't start, I go Williams. Otherwise, I go Herron. Hill or Bridgewater over Ryan, I would definitely go Hill. Love the matchup for him today. Veteran quarterback. Will spread the ball around. Need 1 between Forsett, Mason, or Hill. Mason for the most upside. Need 2 between Jordy, Beckham, Golden Tate, or LaFell. Jordy's a must start. Beckham's a must start. Pick 1 wide receiver in a flex. This is Stewart, Ryan Matthews, Colston, Garcon, and Wayne. I'll go Stewart and Matthews. ODB or Stills. Beckham has even more upside than Stills. Keenan Allen or Landry. Love the matchup for Landry. Roethlisberger or Tannehill. Like Tannehill's matchup better. Non-PPR for flex. Crowell, Fred Jackson, Jordan Matthews. If we pick Crowell, who do you go with if he's a late scratch? I doubt he's going to be a late scratch. Crowell would be my first choice. Fred Jackson would be my second. Ben or Rivers, I'll definitely go Rivers. Charles Clay, Sims, or Ebron. I don't like any of them. We don't just, if Clay is healthy. Certainly he's got to be something better on the waiver wire. Latavius Murray or Gio, I go Gio there. Owen Daniels or Cameron. Cameron if he plays. Standard League flex. Fitzgerald, Morris, Miller, or Woods. I'm going to go with Lamar Miller, especially with Haloti Ngata out. Good luck to you too, Andrew. Appreciate that. Pick 1. Fred Jackson, Murray, Stedman, Bailey. Loves Bailey's matchup. Joik Bell or Crowell. I think Joik is in better health. I'll use Joik. Wallace or Jordan Matthews. Love Wallace against that secondary. Crosby or Barth. I'll go Crosby. I have Peyton going. Should I use the quarterback kicker to combination strategy? Quarterback and kickers are not a combination. It's not like he throws to the kicker. Just go with your better kicker, and that's Crosby. Should I start Jeremy Hill over Latavius Murray? Yes, he's guaranteed more carries. Latavius Murray's not the lone starter. Most running backs don't carry the workload by themselves like a Marshawn Lynch or a Lacey. I'll just go with Hill. He's a little more proven there. Charles Johnson, Fitzgerald, or Woods. I'll go Charles Johnson. Lions or Texans, very close. I like the Lions as my number 2 defense this week. Texans at number 3. I think the Lions are going to have more sacks and turnovers. One wide receiver and a flex out of Keenan Allen, Vincent Jackson, Herron, Matthews, and Murray. I will go with Vincent Jackson and Boom Herron. 2 flex spots. Keenan Allen, Evans, Moncrief, Martavis, Bryant, Vereen, Latavius Murray, Alfred Morris, Denard Robinson. I will go with Robinson and Evans. Joik Bell, Stills, Keenan Allen, or Rashad Jennings. Definitely Stills with the matchup. Should I start the Rams defense or Vikings? They both seem like solid starts, can only start one. The Rams defense is dominant right now. Washington's got problems all over the place. I definitely go with the Rams. Kelsey or Gates, I think Gates give you a better shot at a touchdown. Steven Jackson or Ivory, like the matchup for Ivory. Stephen Taylor or Carlos Hyde. Stephen Taylor because he starts. Kelsey or Cameron, go Kelsey there. Need 2 at running back, 1 point PPR. Matthews, Herron, Bush, Sproles, and Murray. Definitely Matthews and Herron there. Need 1 between Kelsey, Cameron, Delaney, Walker. And Walker or Rudolph. I like Walker in all of those cases. Very limited roster. Must start Keenan Allen or Watkins unless we pick up a wide receiver from Walker, Dwayne, Crabtree, Marquise Lee, Rudolph or Washington. I would just go with Keenan Allen there. Jeremy Hill, Jarvis Landry, Gore, or Watkins. I love Landry. Really good matchup for him. Could be a lot of volume for him today. How do you think Jordan Matthews will perform today? I think he catches some underneath patches, maybe like 5 catches for 50 yards. Shane Vereen or Jonathan Stewart. I'll go Stewart for more guaranteed touches. No problem. Can't decide between Beckham or Sanders in a PPR. What do you think? Great matchup for Beckham. I think he has more upside. Packers or Baltimore. They'll definitely go the Packers. 12-team standard. 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. This is for Mo Green. Le'Veon Bell is a must start. Love Trey Mason. Sanders, Cobb, and Gordon for sure. Need 1. Andre Johnson, Sanu, Roddy White, or Nace Washington. I'll take my chances with Andre Johnson there, even though I do like Sanu as a sneaky play. Non-PPR, Crowell, Fred Jackson, Jordan Matthews. I will go with Crowell as my first choice and Jackson as my second. Crowell, Fred Jackson, or Stedman Bailey. Love the matchup for Bailey. 1 in a standard format with 10 points per touchdown. Miller, Gio, or Hyde. I am going to go with Lamar Miller, especially with Lodi Nata out. Need 1 bench spot open. Do I pick up Dwayne Allen to replace Martellus Bennett next week or Green Bay to play this week? I could drop my New England defense and do both. Let's see. I would keep Bennett, so I'd probably get the Packers and use them this week. Need a flex. Hopkins, Benjamin, Rashad Jennings, and Jordan Matthews. Definitely Hopkins there. Stedman Bailey or Jonathan Stewart. Love the matchup for Bailey. Mason, Heron, Gore, Hill, Wallace, pick two. We'll go Mason for most upside and work, and Wallace in a very good matchup. One running back, one flex. Trey Mason, Justin Forsett, Mike Evans, Brandon LaFell, definitely your top two running backs. Trey Mason and Forsett. Fitzpatrick or Ryan. I think Fitzpatrick gives you a more respectable floor this week. Philadelphia, Cincinnati, or the Saints. Cincinnati is the best unit of those three. They're playing well. Kelvin Benjamin, a Heron. I'm going to go with Heron for more upside and guaranteed touches. Newton or Dalton. Don't like either one, but I'll go. Denard Robinson, Andre Williams. Love the matchup for Andre Williams. The 204, Ellington, he's out. DJ. Trey Mason, Jonas Gray, Emmanuel Sanders. For me, it's easy. It's Mason and Sanders. Kelvin or Boom Heron. I'm going to go Boom Heron for more upside and more possible touches. Half PPR, need one Shane Vereen, Pierre Thomas, or Charles Johnson. Like Charles Johnson's matchup. Colston, Garcon, or Wayne. I'll go with Colston. I like the matchup for him. Good shot of a touchdown. Rudolph or Ertz, definitely Rudolph. Not even close. Tannehill or Matt Ryan, definitely Tannehill. What is the percentage of Team One winning today? It really does good, Ryan, to compare the teams or percentages. All you did was you set your best possible lineup. Romo, Foster, Antonio Brown, Dez, Calvin, Rudolph, Julio, the Vikings, D, and Bullock. You have a very strong lineup. Don't worry about the other team, Ryan, because you can't control it. You did the best that you could by setting the best possible lineup. Now you just got to let everything play out. Don't worry so much about the other team. Now with Rudolph and Thomas in my team, who do I start today? Thomas could be a game time call, is looking very iffy, so just go with Rudolph. Need one Joyka Heron. I think Heron gives you a little bit more upside. What do you think about Denver's defense today or Arizona? I like both of them, but I think Arizona gives you a better chance to keep the score down. Jeremy Hill, Gio, Ryan Matthews, Heron, pick two. Heron for the upside and Hill for the best shot at the touchdown. Need a flex between Forsett, Golden Tate, or LaFell. Definitely, well, I like Tate a lot against the Buccaneers today. Kicker, Carpenter, Novak, Sturgis, Bullock, or Matt Bryant. I'm going to go with Bullock today. Wide receiver in a flex, Jordan Matthews, Forsett, Heron, Richardson, Latavius Murray, and Marquise Lee. Definitely Forsett and Heron. Colts or Packers, definitely the Packers. Reggie Wayne or Percy Harvin. I'll go with Percy Harvin in the revenge game. Two wide receivers from the following in the PPR league: Nate Washington, Vincent Jackson, Colston, Charles Johnson, Moncrief, and Martavis Bryant. I'm gonna go with Vincent Jackson and Marcus Colston. Vikings or Cardinals? Definitely the Vikings. Which defense should I use today? New England, Arizona, Green Bay, Cincinnati, or Kansas City? I would go with Green Bay and Cincinnati. I'm going to go with Green Bay. Running back two from this group: Hill, Bernard, Fred Jackson, Ivory, or Gore. Definitely Hill. Andre Johnson and Ryan Matthews. I'm going to go Andre Johnson. He's got a good matchup. Need a running back and a flex: Andre Williams, Latavius Murray, Fred Jackson, Greg Jennings, Roddy White. Could also put White in a wide receiver for Edelman if needed. I would go with Andre Williams. Really like his matchup, and I think I would also go with Roddy White there. Jeremy Hill, Rashad Jennings, and Crowell. I take Jennings out of the equation immediately. I'm going to go Hill as your safest play. This is from Tim McCullough, our managing editor. Make sure you read his expert eye on the homepage. Jordan Cameron tweeted out that he expects to play, and the Ravens expect Justin Forsett to play. Having trouble in a flex spot. Put my wide receiver 3 in as Kelvin Benjamin, even though Cam's struggling. Well, he's played well. Cam has struggled all year. Stedman Bailey or Jonathan Stewart. I love the matchup for Bailey. You got to go with him. Have Packers and Colts starting. Packers today. can bid on defense after today. Will you drop either of those and pick up Rams for the playoffs? If you get the Rams right now, I would get them right now and start them over both. If not, I would definitely drop the Colts. Danella Rudolph and the Danella Rudolph, I would definitely go Rudolph today. Good matchup for him. Jets have trouble defending the tight end. Kelvin or Bailey, I like them both. I slightly prefer Benjamin. Wouldn't be surprised to see them go to Kenny Britt today, with Bailey getting more defensive attention. McCoy or Carr? I can't. Even though McCoy is a tough matchup, I still got to go with him over Carr. Start Mason, Andre Williams. Mason for more upside. Mason or Forsett. I'll go Mason for more upside. If Jennings sits, would you start Williams over Heron? Yes, I would. I don't know if Jennings starts, if he's going to get a lot of work. Need two running backs in a flex. LaFell, Vereen, or Blunt. LaFell, love his matchup. Trey Mason, Crowell. I would go with LaFell. I think he could score once or twice today, and Mason for the most upside. Having a hard time over starting Vincent Jackson over Keenan Allen. Please convince me. Look, neither one of them is good, but I think playing catch up, Jackson might be able to boost his numbers. Landry or Bailey, that's a tough one. I'm a slightly lean Landry. Odell Beckham or Emmanuel Sanders in a PPR. Odell Beckham has less to compete with target-wise in a terrific matchup. Matt Ryan or Tannehill. Tannehill definitely is the better matchup. Need a wide receiver tight end. Julius Thomas. He's iffy. Jordan Matthews, Reggie Wayne, or Colston. Colston for best shot of a touchdown. Watkins, Bailey, Moncrief, Benjamin, T.Y. Hilton. Pick two. You can't bench Hilton, and then I would also go with Benjamin. Crabtree or Nate Washington. I'll go Washington to step up a little bit today. Crowell to play today. He's going to try to give it a go in pregame. He's expected to play. Need four from Trey Mason, Dan Heron, Pierre Thomas, Reggie Bush, Jeremy Hill, Miller, and Murray. I would go Mason, Heron, Hill, and Miller. I dropped from Martavis Bryant for Peterson if he comes back. Currently start Demaryius Thomas, Beckham, Allen, Evans, Anderson, Mason, Morris, and have Latavius Murray and Vereen. I would wait to see what happens on that. Even if Peterson gets reinstated, he still might not play this year. It's a total guessing game. I'm not giving up on sure thing players for a guy that hasn't played all year, and I'm not sure if he's going to come back. Delaney Walker, Rudolph. I like Delaney Walker to get back in the flow today with Tennessee with their wide receiver injuries. Do you like Denard Robinson, Bedell, and Latavius Murray? How much work do you think Murray will get? Never gone with two Dolphins receivers. Tannehill can't push the ball deep. Yeah, but still, it's a very good matchup for him against a bad secondary, and the receivers can do yardage after the catch. I just think Robinson is more guaranteed touches than Murray. Lost Andre Ellington, so need a replacement. I've got Vereen, or on waivers, pick up Stephon Taylor or Chris Johnson. If it's a PPR, I would go with Vereen. Yeah, it's half-point PPR. Go with Vereen. Running back, two wide receivers in a flex, Heron, Stewart, and Stedman Bailey. You gave me one running back and one wide receiver, Dino. One wide receiver out of Keenan Allen, Vincent Jackson, Anquan Bolden. Love Bolden against the Raiders today. If Julius Thomas doesn't play, would I go with Dwayne Allen or Colby Fleener? Just play it safe and go with Allen. Now that he's back, he's a top 5 tight end again, Zelmo. Newton or Dalton, I think Newton is less of a risk. Is Crabtree worth rostering? Titans D looking good to next week. Crabtree can't take advantage of any matchup. All depends on who you cut him for, but I'm not rostering him in most cases. Rank these guys in a PPR: Crowell, Heron, Joik Bell, Andre Williams. I'm gonna go Heron. Well, I'm gonna go Crowell, Heron, Joik Bell Williams, just like you list them. Phil Dawson, Nugent, or Carpenter. I'll go Carpenter. Survivor question: Vikings, Texans, or Rams? I'm gonna go the Vikings at home. Dolphins or 49ers. Love the 49ers against the Raiders. What I think of Bishop Sankey today with all the injuries to the Titans wideouts plus Giants have a subpar run defense. Opportunity doesn't always lead to production. I would not be using Bishop Sankey in my fantasy playoffs regardless of matchup. Need a running back and a flex. Latavius, Morris, Gore, Heron, Andre Johnson, Decker. Go Heron for most upside and Gore to maybe take advantage of a good matchup. This could be the last hurrah for Gore today. Okay, let me check on any updates for you guys. According to Fox Sports, the Cardinals are considering shutting down Andre Ellington for the season. Also, according to ESPN, Adrian Peterson, even if he wins his appeal, might not play again this season. See, I wouldn't waste that on Peterson. Up here. So if in your league, if Stephon Taylor is still available, I would run out there and get him. All right, let's get back to your questions. Denard Robinson or Stephon Taylor? I've seen more of Robinson. I trust him more. He's more of a volume back slightly, I think, than Stephon Taylor. Need one: Roddy White, Trey Mason, or Jarvis Landry. I'll go Mason for the most upside. Dwayne Allen or Heath Miller. Allen's a must start now that he's back. Stills, Watkins, Bailey, Colston. Pick one. Love the matchup for Stills today. Texans or Rams. Right now, the Rams are the best defense in fantasy football and have a great matchup today. Who today for defense? Green Bay, Arizona, Cincinnati, Kansas City, New England. I'll go Green Bay at home, always getting sacks and turnovers against the inferior Falcons. Colts or Rams. Rams are the number one defense. Why not the Lions over the Rams? I really like the Lions. They're my number two, but I just think the Rams are more of a sure thing for sacks and turnovers. Going against that offensive line of Washington, a lot of communication issues. Need two PPR, Golden State, Stills, LaFell. Love Golden Tate today for the matchup, and I'll go with Stills over LaFell. New Orleans or Denver, I'll go Denver. Stafford or Tannehill, love Stafford to throw at least 2 touchdowns today. Good daily play. Heron, Jonathan Stewart, and Stedman Bailey, running back in a flex. I'd be worried about using 2 Carolina players today. You just got to plug in your best players at this point. I think Heron gives you the most upside at running back, and I like Bailey's matchup a lot. Standard League loser bowl bracket. Need 3 wide receivers and a flex. Decker, Bo, Wainwright, Taylor Gabriel, and CJ. I guess you mean Chris Johnson. It's not good. I guess, Bo for decent numbers. Wayne. Wright is not expected to play. So I'll go with Decker and then Chris Johnson. Mohamed Sanu or Stedman Bailey. Love the matchup for Bailey today. Jim needs 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. Rashad Jennings may not play, and if he does, he's limited. So I would go with Heron, Trey Mason for upside, Calvin Johnson, AJ Green, and Josh Gordon. Watkins or Martavis Bryant. I think Martavis Bryant has a little bit more upside today. From Zelmo, one running back, a flex, and two wide receivers. Le'Veon Bell's a must start. Megatron Gordon must start. Randall Cobb must start. Yeah, there you go. Roddy and Kelvin Benjamin. Benjamin's in a better health and has a very good matchup. Rams or Houston. The Rams are the best defense in fantasy football today and have a great matchup. I have Gore. Would you cut McKinnon and Trent Richardson for Hyde and Stephon Taylor? I would definitely do that. Richardson has a no upside. Taylor may continue to start. Hyde at some point could take over for Gore, as I've been saying. Bolden and Keenan Allen. Love Bolden against the Raiders. All right, we're all caught up. Keep them coming. Gordon, Beckham, White, Benjamin, and Vincent Jackson. I tend to like to have a backup at every position this time of year to protect me against injuries. I also own Graham, but sounds like his shoulder is still giving him trouble. Should I pick up Rudolph and drop Vincent Jackson, have a good backup tight end? Not sure I would start playing Vincent Jackson over the other four. Yeah, I'm good with that. I think that's smart. Rudolph's healthy now, will score touchdowns. Graham's been getting banged up. I think it's a good strategy. Would you play Bailey, Moncrief, or Morris over Keenan Allen for a home run hit opponent started Murray and need to make up some ground? That's only one player in one game. Just play your best. I would go with Stedman Bailey for the matchup. I am a Tellington owner. I also have Lacey, Ryan Matthews. Hold on one second, just scrolling here. I also have Lacey, Ryan Matthews, and Crowell. Should I drop Ellington and pick up Latavius Murray, Reggie Bush, Pierre Thomas, Ben Tate, Carlos Hyde in place? If I'm gonna cut him for anybody, it would be for Stephon Taylor because you're picking up a starting running back. Need two running backs and a flex. Lacey, C.J. Anderson, Forsett, Trey Mason, Benjamin. Lacey's gonna have a great game. Can't bench Anderson right now, and I'll go Trey Mason for the upside. Newton or Dalton, don't like either one of them, but I think Newton gives you a little bit better of a statistical floor. Stephon Taylor or Hopkins, definitely Hopkins. Great on-field rapport with Fitzpatrick, as you see. Taylor may share some carries. Would you cut Murray for Stephon Taylor? No, I wouldn't do that yet. Murray has more upside. Cincinnati or Baltimore? Cincinnati's just a better unit. Big Ben, Kaepernick, or Fitzpatrick? I think Fitzpatrick's the safest play there. Should I drop Kelsey for Cameron if he's back? Cameron is back today, but I would still rather go Kelsey for a little more upside. Would you drop Andrew Hawkins for Stephen Taylor? Definitely. Hawkins is not somebody you're going to start to use. Rolling with Houston defenses. Defenses to pick up ahead of next week for the semifinals. All depends on what's available, what the matchups are, Joe. I got to see what's available. You need league. I would need a list. St. Louis or Minnesota? Definitely St. Louis. Best defense of the week. Best defense in fantasy right now. Cameron or Rudolph? Rudolph against the Jets for sure. They have a lot of trouble handling tight ends. Hey, it's our good friend Melty Mafia is back. Okay, let's see what Melty has to say. Needs Stephon Taylor, Grice, Sankey, or Asiata. Ugh. I would take my chances with Stephon Taylor there. Another New England owner, nervous to drop Patriots, but need to win, drop and get Arizona, Cincy, or Green Bay. Look, if today's losing, you're out. You can't worry about week 15 or 16. Do what's best for now. Get the Packers. Need two running backs from Rashad Hill. Well, Rashad might not play; it could be limited. Trey Mason, Heron, definitely Trey Mason and Hill. Two wide receivers from Calvin, AJ Green, Josh Gordon, T.Y. Hilton in a flex. I think that's a situation where you bench Hilton and use those other wide receivers. Two running backs in a flank: Lynch, Crowell, Bernard, Kelvin Benjamin, Latavius Murray, Martavis Bryant, and Vereen. Lynch is a must start. Got to go with Crowell since he's good to go, and go Kelvin Benjamin for his matchup. Gore or Murray? I'll go Gore. The Raiders are pretty bad against the run. It could be his last hurrah today. Big Ben or Sanchez? Neither has a good matchup, but I think Sanchez is more prone to turnover, so I'll go with Roethlisberger. LaFell or Benjamin? I have that choice in my own league, and I'm going with LaFell. You know, that game has a higher Vegas point total line, and I think he can really burn that San Diego secondary. Watkins, Hill, Bailey, Colston. Jeremy Hill for most touches, and Colston for a good shot of a touchdown. All right, we're all caught up. Keep them coming. I know you mentioned that McCoy was better play over Hoyer because he might get yanked from Manziel. Do you think McCoy could be in the same situation with the RG3 talk going on and Snyder wants him to play again this year? I don't see him getting pulled. He has more statistical upside than Hoyer this week, too. I can't see him getting pulled. Latavius Murray, Jeremy Hill, or Denard Robinson? I would definitely go Hill for the best shot of a touchdown today. Sanchez or Eli Manning? Definitely Eli Manning is a better matchup. I mean, rolling him out there on DraftKings in one of my lineups. 10-team standard: Trey Mason, Crowell, Ryan Matthews, Latavius Murray, Stephon Taylor, Kelvin Benjamin, Jordan Matthews, Josh Gordon. Need two running backs in a flex. Trey Mason for the upside and Crowell for sure. Flex got to be Josh Gordon, especially with Vontae Davis out. Rivers or Sanchez? Definitely Rivers. It could be a disaster day for Sanchez. What do I think of Sammy Watkins today? He hasn't played well recently and faces a good secondary. I don't like him. Reed, Walker, or Rudolph? I'm going to go with Walker. The Titans have some injuries at wide receiver, and he needs to be targeted. Matt Ryan or Tannehill? Definitely Tannehill with a better matchup. Gordon or Beckham? Love Gordon today with Vontae Davis out. Jordan Reed or Dwayne Allen? Now that Allen's back, he's a top 5 star. I like his matchup better. I'm going to go Dwayne Allen. Gordon, Cobb, T.Y., A.J. Green need 3. That's a situation you can bench T.Y. Hilton going against Joe Hayden. Kenny Stills, Bailey, Watkins, Colston. Pick 2. Love the matchups for Stills and Bailey. Those are the 2 I'm picking. Okay, got some more questions coming in. You explain why you prefer Reed against a St. Louis D or Kelsey against a 29th ranked D. I know McCoy will be checking down a lot, but St. Louis D really concerns me, and Arizona's given up a TD in 3 of the last 4 to tight end because McCoy loves throwing to his tight end. It's not about the ranking. You can't trust Travis Kelsey. You've seen it all year long. When Jordan Reed is in there, he's going to get the ball. You got to go Jordan Reed. Seattle and Minnesota. Minnesota has the better matchup, although I like both. Half point per carry in one PPR league. I am leaning towards starting Trey Mason over Randall Cobb. Mason got me 44. Cobb scored 17 the week before. Half point carry adds up quick. I got to go with Randall Cobb. He'll probably face the weakest cornerbacks in Atlanta. I just think Cobb is more upside. I got to go with Cobb. Dwayne Allen or Olsen today. Dwayne Allen's a top 5 start now that he's back. Need a flex. Vincent Jackson, Crabtree, Sankey, or Vereen. None of those are good, but I'll take my chances with Vincent Jackson playing catch up. Ingram, Trey Mason, Joik Bell, Vereen, CJ Anderson need 2. CJ Anderson, regardless of matchup, and Mason for the most upside. Stills or Bailey. I like both of them. I think Stills has more yardage upside. Herron, Denard Robinson, and Latavius Murray. I'm not a believer in Trent Richardson today. I'm going Herron. Ellington owner, given the news, should I drop and pick up a free agent while I can today? Available Stephon Taylor, Tate, Carlos Hyde, Latavius Murray, or wait. If Latavius Murray is there, I would get him. I would get both him and Taylor if you can get 2. Crowell, Hill, or Rashad Jennings. Not looking good for Rashad Jennings at all. Crowell's not going to be 100%, so I'll go with Hill. I have Big Ben and no backup. I think you need one. Should I pick up and start Fitzpatrick? I'll still start Roethlisberger, but I would try to get Fitzpatrick on your roster. Herron and Benjamin. I'm going to go Herron for more upside. Jordan Reed over Julius Thomas. Yeah, you can't afford to wait on the Julius Thomas news. Crowell or Ivory. I'll go with Crowell there. I think he has a better matchup. Reed or Rudolph. I'll go with Reed to catch more passes. Jordan Matthews, Herron, Gore, or Steve Smith. Need one. I'll go with Herron for the most upside. Bryant or Moncrief. I like Moncrief. He's a real sneaky play today. Could see some Buster Skrine. 2 quarterback lead. Need 2. Dalton, Sanchez, or Tannehill. Much as I don't like Sanchez, I got to use him over Dalton. I would go with Sanchez and Tannehill. Like the matchup versus Tannehill. Next week, Ravens versus Jaguars or Seattle versus 49ers. I am going to go with the Ravens for more turnovers. Any news on Julius Thomas? No. It's a 4:05 game, so we're not going to hear anything until about after 3 o'clock. Looks like a game time decision. Matt Ryan, Kaepernick, or McCoy. In that case, I'll take my crack with Matt Ryan. I don't like Kaepernick regardless of matchup. Stedman, Bailey, or Landry. I like both of them. I think Landry's just going to be very busy there against the Ravens secondary. Who would you rather own in a PPR, Vincent Jackson, Moncrief, or Demonte Adams? I'll still lean towards Vincent Jackson, but I could be changing my mind soon to Moncrief. Need 3 running backs out of that's 5. McCoy, CJ Anderson, Vereen, Bell, and Jeremy Hill and Vereen. McCoy, CJ Anderson, Vereen, Bell, Le'Veon Bell, and Hill. I think I got to be benching Hill and Vereen regularly. Joik Bell or Gore, I'll go Joik Bell. Rams or Lions, that's a close one, but the Rams are the best defense in fantasy football, and they have a good matchup. Should LaFell be good to go with the questionable tag? I haven't heard anything that he's not going to play. Remember, it's the Patriots injury report. Need flex from Stills, Bolden, or Landry. I like all of them, but Stills for the most upside. Reed or Allen in a standard. Allen gives you a better shot of a touchdown. Is Cameron playing today? He has tweeted out that he does expect to play. Would you rather have Fred Jackson, Latavius Murray in a PPR? It's a PPR. Slightly prefer Jackson. Stephon Taylor, Grice. I think they're going to go with Stephon Taylor first. Josh Gordon or Beckham and Daly. It really depends on what you can spend. I like them both, but I prefer Gordon with Vonta Davis out. Denver or Baltimore. Cincinnati is on waivers. Uh, I would go with the Bengals. They're the best unit. Rudolph or Fleener, like Fleener, a lot less with Dwayne Allen back. So Rudolph. Surprised to pick Dwayne Allen over Olsen. You think Allen finds the end zone today? Olsen typically guarantees me 7, 8 points. Allen's always got a better shot at a touchdown. I think you can trust him more than Olsen. Mason, Jeremy Hill, Wallace, Gore, pick 2. I would go Mason for the upside and Wallace for a best shot of a touchdown. Should I play Rashad if he goes? No, because he may be limited to play Heron or Hill to go along with Trey. Had Cutler on Thursday, so I have a few points more than expected. I'll go with Heron for the most upside. I'm not a believer in Trent Richardson. Mason or Andre Williams. Mason for more upside. Moncrief or Stills. Definitely Stills. More involved in the offense. Lions or Ram, both great options today. What's your lean? The Rams are the best defense in fantasy football right now, and that defensive line faces a very shaky offensive line. Need 2 running backs. Heron, Hill, Stephon Taylor, Rashad Jennings, Fred Jackson. Steer and clear Rashad Jennings today. I would go with Heron for the upside and Hill for the best shot of a touchdown. Vikings or Rams. Again, the Rams are the best defense right now and today. Let's see. Got another defense question there. Colts or Chiefs? I like the Colts better to keep the points down. What do you think of Moncrief today? You might get a lot of matchups against Buster Skrine. He's a nice, good daily play. Fitzpatrick or Sanchez? I think Fitzpatrick's a safer play. Could be a disaster for Sanchez today. Pick up Cameron and start him over Julius since Julius is a game time decision. Yes, I would definitely do that. Play it safe. Stephon Taylor drop out for Blue. I don't have Foster. Yeah, you want the running back who starts right now. Any updates on Reed playing? There was no question that Jordan Reed wasn't going to play. Jordan Reed's actually healthy right now, so nothing to worry about. Wife keeps asking you to answer a question. No problem. She has Sanchez and Flacco. She can pick up Fitzpatrick, Hill, or Mettenberger. Cut Flacco, pick up Hill. He's got a very good matchup. Could be a disaster day for Mark Sanchez. All right, we are all caught up. Cameron or Reed today? I think Reed gets more targets. Colt McCoy loves throwing to the tight end. Would you drop Manziel for Stephon Taylor, Bailey, or Moncrief? I would definitely get Bailey. He's a great matchup today and is very involved in the flow of the offense. Texans or the Ravens? The Texans have a better matchup. We know how turnover prone Blake Bortles can be. Pick 2 in a PPR: Morris, Ingram, Jerry Hill, Ryan Matthews, CJ Anderson. CJ's a must start regardless of matchup, and Ingram definitely is the best of the rest. Which defense? Giants, Redskins, Ravens, Seahawks, or Colts? I'll go with the Seahawks. They're much better now that a lot of guys in the back 7 are healthy. Cardinals or Vikings? Definitely Vikings at home against the Jets. Could be hailing there too. Pick 2 wide receivers and 2 flex: Trey Mason, Crowell, Heron, Keenan Allen, Mike Wallace, Kelvin Benjamin, Moncrief. 2 wide receivers, definitely go Wallace for a touchdown. Benjamin, a good matchup. Trey Mason for the upside, and Crowell. Pick 3. Hold on 1 second. Pick 3: Trey Mason, Hold on, having some scrolling issues here. Trey Mason, Isaiah Crowell, Josh Gordon, Kenny Stills, Rashad Jennings, and LaFell. Jennings out of that equation. Bonus for 100 yards. Definitely Josh Gordon. Uh, they got the top cornerback out in Indy. Kenny Stills for upside. Uh, and then I would go with Brandon LaFell. I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. LaFell or Crowell. I think LaFell gives you a lot of upside today. Bailey or Colston. Love the matchup for Bailey. Jennings or Reggie Bush. Jennings might be limited if he plays at all. I'll go Bush. Need to drop one of these. Reggie Bush, Boom Herron, a Green Bay defense. Have St. Louis. Can I play them over Green Bay the rest of the way? I would have to look at the schedule. I don't have it handy here. I'd rather keep the Rams defense. Just keep the Rams defense for now. Rams or Lions? Definitely the Rams. They're the best defense in fantasy football right now, and they have a terrific matchup today. Their defensive line on an offensive line against a very shaky offensive line that has a lot of communication issues right now. Wallace or Jordan Matthews. Love Wallace against the Ravens secondary. Okay, pick two. Martavis Bryant, Colston, or Wright. Wright is not expected to play. Looking ahead to next week, how many good defenses on waivers currently starting Houston? Would you drop Ryan Matthews for Tennessee D for next week? No way. You don't drop a starting running back, to get a defense. Worry about it next week. Just get through this week. Need two running backs and a flex. Ingram, Mason, Crowell, Fred Jackson, Ryan Matthews, Murray, Josh Gordon, Jordan Reed. Well, Josh Gordon's a must start. Trey Mason for the upside. Love the matchup for Ingram. Fleener or Donnell. Don't like either one. I'll still go out Fleener, though. He's been better. Would you drop Ryan Matthews or Herron for Stephon Taylor? No way. Ryan Matthews he's a lock when he starts to get a lot of carries, and Herron has more upside. LaFell or Herron? I think Lavelle gives you a better shot of a touchdown. Landry or Stills, I like them both, but Stills has more upside. Pick one, Latavius Murray, Fred Jackson, or Jawan Thompson. Well, Jawan Thompson's not even in the mix there. I would go with Latavius Murray for more upside. Need one, Crowell, Joique Bell, Andre Williams, or Herron. I'll go Herron for the most upside there. Which PPR running back for today's action? Ingram, Mason. Is Crowell a definite go? Looks like Crowell's a go. We haven't heard that 100%. Of those, I go Mason, Ingram, Crowell in that order. Isaiah Crowell or Trey Mason. I think Mason has more upside. Stedman, Bailey, or Watkins. Definitely Stedman, Bailey, better matchup. Bishop Sankey, no. Chris Ivory, Reggie Bush, no. Carlos Hyde, easily Chris Ivory based on the matchup. Ivory or Bailey, love the matchup for Bailey against the Redskins secondary. Reggie Bush or Rashad Jennings. Jennings may not play, and if he does, it'll be very limited. So Bush, does Martellus Bennett become a top 10 or better tight end, giving injury to Brandon Marshall? He's already top 10, but I think he becomes more top 7 now with this injury. Bailey or Stills? I would go with Stills, more statistical upside. Bailey, Stills, Andre Johnson, or Vincent Jackson. Love the matchup for Stills today. Two quarterback lead. Need one between Colt McCoy and Mettenberger. I think Mettenberger has a better matchup. Ivory or Stephon Taylor. I like the matchup for Ivory today. Good shot of a touchdown. Herron or Watkins or Martavis? I go Herron for the most guaranteed touches and the most upside. Would you roll the dice for both Landry or Wallace or plug in Bailey or Washington? I don't want to go two receivers from the one team right there, so I'll go Wallace with the better shot of a touchdown and Stedman Bailey. Ryan Matthews, Jeremy Hill, Gio Herron, pick two. Herron for the most upside, Hill for the best shot at the touchdown. Thank you for all your help, Steve. Thank you for being here, Steve. Bowen or Watkins? I'll stick Watkins there. Bowen hasn't really done anything this season. Stedman Bailey, Alondre Johnson. Stedman Bailey more upside right now. Big Ben or Rivers? Definitely Rivers. You can't trust Big Ben on the road. Odell Beckham Jr. or Calvin Johnson. Even if you got Odell Beckham Jr., you can't bench Calvin Johnson, especially against the Buccaneers. Kelsey or Dwayne Allen? I'll go with Allen for a better shot of a touchdown. Now that he's back, the guy could be a top 5 tight end the rest of the way, maybe top 6. Do I squeeze him for Sturgis or Prater, who has been hot lately, or stay put? I like squeeze him a lot. I would just stay put. Besides, the kickers. Throw a dart. Denver, Kansas City. I think Kansas City gives you a better shot to keep the points down. Roddy and Bailey and Watkins need 2. Should I risk Roddy? I'll play both guys today. Roddy looks like he's good to go, so I would bench Watkins. He's not playing well. Isaiah Crowell or Kenny Stills? I think Stills gives you more statistical ceiling, higher upside. Trust Rodney today? Who's Rodney? I don't know who you're talking about. Sorry. One running back, one wide receiver, and a flex. This is for Alamo Scouts. C.J. Anderson's a must start. Josh Gordon's a must start. And Trey Mason for the upside. Patriots or Eagles? I think the Patriots are a better unit. There's got to be something better out there on waivers, though. Does Ray Flowers think Stedman Bailey or Keenan Allen?
I definitely like Stedman Bailey better. I think he actually can catch about maybe 5 passes for 122 yards. I think there's about a 70% chance of that happening.
Any chance Sankey posts a high teen or low 20s PPR number today versus the Giants? Nope. Opportunity doesn't always lead to production. Don't use Sankey in your fantasy playoffs, please. Jennings, Colston, and White. Choose 2. I guess you mean Greg Jennings, but I would go Colston and White for sure. Fred Jackson or Herron and Daly? I'm rolling with Herron. I'm not a believer, in this Trent Richardson thing. Green Bay or Arizona defense? More defense points if less offense scores. You want to keep the point total down. I'd lean towards Arizona. Jeremy Hill or Wallace? I like Wallace a lot against the Ravens. Better shot of a touchdown. Chris from Brooklyn, you are the man. No, it's your world. I'm just visiting. All right, we're all caught up here. If you have any more, I can stay till around 11:30. Stills, Wallace, or Bailey? Gotta go Stills. Most statistical upside. Good shot of a touchdown, too. I have Ellington and have a bye this week. Is Grice or Taylor worth rostering? Which one? Probably Taylor. If you're not playing till next week, though, I'll at least pick up Taylor for now. Other available for next week: Edelman, Wright, Woods, John Brown. I'd rather have Taylor right now, but that could change today. Grice does have some promise, so we'll see what happens. Beckham, Keenan Allen, Kelvin Benjamin, or Kenny Stills. Got to go Beckham in that matchup against the Titans. It's too good. Need 3. Jamal Charles, C.J. Anderson, Rashad Jennings. He's out. Even if he plays, he's going to be limited. Eddie Lacy, Trey Mason. To me, every week it's Charles, Anderson, and Lacy. Thanks for the time. You rock. Yeah, you rock too, man. Need 2 tight ends in a PPR. Gates, Rudolph, or Reed. Reed for the most targets, and Rudolph for a good shot of a touchdown. Pick 2, LaShawn McCoy, Eddie Lacy, or Trey Mason. In that case, I would bench McCoy against the Seahawks defense. Cameron or Rudolph. Rudolph's in better health, better shot of a touchdown. Tate or Crowell. I don't know whether you mean Ben Tate or Golden Tate. If it's Golden Tate, I definitely take Golden Tate against the Buccaneers. If it's Crowell, that or Ben Tate's not going to get enough work. Miller or Jeremy Hill, I'll go Jeremy Hill, better shot of a touchdown. Crosby or Tucker. Got to stick Crosby. That offense might be very busy. Hilton, Benjamin, Stills, Bailey. Pick 3. Can't bench Hilton. Love the matchups for Stills and Bailey. I think I nudge Benjamin out of there. Walker or Reed. I like Walker, especially to get more involved in the offensive flow with the wide receiver injuries. Bishop Sankey or Jonathan Stewart. Definitely Stewart. He's run well when he's gotten the opportunity. Have Kaepernick and Sanchez, Hill, Manning, Fitzpatrick on waiver wire. Who do I pick up and play or take my chances? I would get Eli Manning. I kind of like him to throw at least 2 touchdown passes today against a very vulnerable pass defense. Have a bye this week. Stafford and Sanchez are my quarterbacks for the next week. Somebody just dropped Cutler. Would you pick him up and drop Sanchez for next week? I'd rather have Cutler over Sanchez. They're both turnover prone, but I'd slightly rather have Cutler. That's a close call. I gotta keep Stafford. Sanchez no guarantee to keep the job. I'm gonna stick Cutler. I would get him. Crowell or Robinson and Daly. Crowell is 500 cheaper. I would definitely go Crowell. Robinson's been wearing down a little bit. Stedman Bailey or Dante Moncrief. Like them both, but I think Stedman Bailey is guaranteed more targets. Kaepernick or McCoy. Don't like either one, but Kaepernick has the better matchup. Would you drop M. Floyd to pick up Bailey? Whether it's Michael or Malcolm, I would definitely get Bailey. Great matchup today. Rashad Jennings will play today, according to ESPN. Still, I don't like him too much today. Will you or George use your keeping powers or observation the next coming days to make a recommendation on defense for weeks 15, 16s? Yeah, we will. Want to get through today. There's a really good article on the homepage about defenses for week 15 and 16 on from Frank Stamfel. Let me see if I can grab that link for you. I don't know if I can use Tennessee against anybody really. Benjamin or Bailey. I like them both, but I slightly lean Benjamin. Green game high scoring today? No, because it's tomorrow. But yes, it'll be high scoring, but Green Bay's going to score most of the points. Weekly pick Breeze or Stafford. I go Breeze, slightly better matchup. Regarding the Saints, we'll go to running back by committee. Should I keep Ingram in there or move Mason for my flex and put Stills in my flex? Trying to understand your question there. I would stick with Mason and just keep Stills in your flex, Ben. Mark Sanchez or Kyle Orton. Don't like either one of them, but Sanchez is the better fantasy quarterback. You think Foles will be back? When and will he start? Dave, I can't make up information for you that's not there. It all depends on how Sanchez plays the next few weeks, and there's no firm timetable for Foles' return, so I can't provide an answer when there is none. Mike Evans or Rashad Jennings? I'll go Evans. I don't trust Jennings, even though he's going to play. Jags, Saints, Patriots, Eagles, Giants, Jets, Redskins, Titans. Which D? Not crazy about any of them. But I would go with the Giants against the Titans. Bailey or Mike Wallace? I think Mike Wallace gives you a better chance of a touchdown. Crosby or Tucker today for kicker? I like Crosby. That offense is going to be moving a lot. Okay, let me see if I can find that defense article for the person that asked. LaFell, Colston, or Jordan Matthews? I think I love LaFell in a high-scoring affair, possibly against the Chargers. That's going to be a good game. All right, here is the playoff schedules, the defense article that somebody known as Guest asked for. This is a really good analysis of the defenses going forward from a guy I really trust, Frank Stample. Let me type this in for you here. There you go. If Crowell sits after pregame workout, I think you're over worrying about it. Would you grab West off waivers instead of playing Murray? I don't know what kind of role West is going to have. Crowell looks like he's going to go. Just keep Murray holstered. Trey Mason, Bolden, or Jordan Matthews. Got to go with Trey Mason for the upside as much as I like Bolden against the Raiders. Have the choice between Green Bay and Arizona defense. The higher the score takes some points away. I think Arizona definitely has the better chance of keeping the points down in a system like that. Eli or Ryan? I like Eli a lot against a weak Tennessee pass defense. Crowell, Golden Tate. Love Golden Tate against the Buccaneers. Good daily play, by the way. I think Detroit's going to destroy Tampa Bay. All right, looks like we've answered everything for today. Thanks a lot, everybody, and I wish you the best of luck in your fantasy playoffs. I'm hoping to see you next week because that means you've advanced. Thanks a lot so much.